What if I told you that most middle-class people are making the same 10 money mistakes that guarantee they'll never build wealth? And you might be making them right now without even knowing it. I've studied the financial habits of thousands of people, and I found something shocking. The same patterns keep showing up over and over again, trapping good people in financial mediocrity forever. Now, you've probably seen people around you, maybe your coworkers, your neighbors, even your family, working hard, making decent money, but somehow never getting ahead. They're not lazy, they're not stupid, but they're stuck in the same cycle, making the same mistakes that keep them broke while thinking they're doing everything right. Here's the thing, these aren't complicated investment strategies or business mistakes. These are simple, everyday money decisions that seem harmless but quietly destroy your wealth over time. The craziest part, most people know they should avoid these things, but they think each mistake is too small to matter. That's exactly why 99% of people stay stuck in the middle class while the 1% build real wealth. Today, I'm breaking down all 10 money mistakes that separate wealthy people from everyone else. These aren't just theories I've seen, these are patterns that destroy people's financial futures. And I've also seen what happens when people finally break free of them. Because I'm on a mission to help people like you escape financial stress and build real wealth, completely for free. In the next bit of time we have, I'm going to show you exactly what these mistakes are, why they're so dangerous, and most importantly, how to avoid them so you can start building the financial life you actually want. The first mistake that keeps middle-class people broke is delaying investing. And this one breaks my heart because it's literally stealing years of wealth from your future. Here's the thing, delaying investing is never a good option because the most important thing about investing isn't about how much money you put in, it's about how long your money stays in the market. Money in the stock market doesn't grow off of big investments, it grows off of time. The more time your money is in the market, the more money you'll make over time. But here's what happens to most middle-class people. They get this idea of stagnation towards money. They don't invest because they're scared to invest. They don't understand how money works, they don't understand how investing works, and so they just refuse to teach themselves because it's much easier to stay in a place of comfort than discomfort. And learning something new is uncomfortable, so nightly their money won't grow, and they will continue to be poor and poor and poor until they decide to educate themselves and invest. Even if it's super simple into bonds or index funds. Investing feels scary when you don't understand it. But here's the reality, not investing is way scarier than investing. Because while you're sitting on the sidelines being safe, inflation is eating years away of your money every single year. But delaying investing is just the first mistake. The next one is something almost everyone does, and it's costing them thousands. Next up is car payments. Now, having a car is not a bad thing. A car is almost a necessity in the day and age we live in. However, there are definitely good ways and bad ways of buying a car. One of the worst things you can do is get a super fancy car you can't afford and put it on a car payment plan. You're going to be paying so much extra money in interest, and so that's just a lot of extra money you don't have to spend on something that you don't necessarily want to spend money on either. A way to be more rich and to not be poor and to get out of being middle class is buying a used car. A used car can still be high quality, but making sure you're paying for it in cash so you don't have to pay extra in interest, and you don't have to take on that huge depreciation hit the second you drive it off the lot, which a lot of people have to go through when buying a new car. So buying an affordable, cheap, used car, a high quality one that will last you a while, avoiding the major expense, especially if you're in the middle class range, because you're never going to escape poverty if you're paying a credit card company or if you're paying debt off your car. You'll never escape poverty. But car payments aren't even the worst debt trap. There's something even more dangerous lurking in most people's wallets, which leads us to credit card balance. This is one of the most gut-wrenching things financial advisors ever have to look at. People who just have incredible amounts of credit card debt, because these are purchases that are super small, but you should be able to pay for them in cash. But oftentimes, people overspend and overspend and overspend. Whether it's to fill an emotional void, whether it's trying to keep up with the Joneses, keeping up with your neighbors, trying to look cool, or whether it's just not being able to delay gratification and just pursuing things instantly instead of waiting for them. Whatever the major causes of credit card debt, what it can lead to is just ruin, just poverty. And if you continuously put yourself in credit card debt, you're literally saying you don't want to be rich, you want to make credit card companies rich. And credit card companies, man, they will take your money. They are not your friend. They will steal all your money, steal all your joy, steal all your peace. You're gonna look back when you're 60 and be like, man, I wish I saved some money. Man, I wish I invested some money. Because that is where real wealth is built. It's not through the things we buy, it's through the money we save. But credit card debt is just one piece of the puzzle. The next few mistakes are about not being prepared for life's curveballs. These next mistakes might seem less obvious, but they're the ones that keep middle-class people trapped in a cycle of financial stress. Next up here relates to that as well, which is having no emergency fund. An emergency fund can be as simple as like $1,000. That fund helps you cover unexpected expenses such as blowing out your car, maybe your lawnmower dying randomly, or really anything that's smaller but you still kind of need for your day-to-day life. This really is just a buffer so that it prevents you from going into debt, going into high-interest credit card debt, that is. Having that extra $1,000 to be able to throw at immediate immediate emergencies that just randomly pop up is incredibly important because once again, like I said, you'll avoid debt. And if you avoid debt, you'll avoid those high interest rates, which again is just extremely important. Furthermore with this, once you have more money, once you start investing, once you start saving, I would heavily recommend you to build out an emergency fund to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So your small immediate expense account kind of turns into this, hey, if I lose my job, I'll be completely fine because I have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. But even if you have an emergency fund, there's a psychological trap that still might keep you broke and other people broke as well. Another mistake middle class people make is living for others. This is really simple. It's basically allowing other people to control what you spend your money on. This looks like 2 major ways. The first one is the most obvious, trying to keep up with lifestyles you see on Instagram. You see vacations, you see cars, you see mansions, and you think to yourself, oh, I just want to have the things those people have. So you spend money like you have the money of those people. Often, either they're so wealthy that stuff doesn't matter to them, or they're just going into debt for those items just like you are. And either way, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others. Another way this happens is when your friends and family want to do fun activities. They just automatically loop you in, and maybe it's stuff you don't even want to do. When you go ahead and do those things, you lose a lot of extra money. And when it's stuff you don't want to be doing in the first place, it's just kind of dumb to be spending that money. So just be careful about that and it'll help you escape poverty. But living for others is just a symptom of a bigger problem. The next habit that poor people have, or middle class people have, is having no financial plan. Often sometimes when we don't have a plan, we spend money however we like. We just buy. We buy ice cream, we buy fast food, we buy coffee daily, we buy expensive tickets to movies and concerts. We just buy because we want to do what we want with our money and not what we need to do. And oftentimes when we don't have a plan, we completely avoid saving, completely avoid investing, completely avoid retirement, which is fine for a little bit, but once we get older and we realize we didn't save any money, we're absolutely cooked. So something we want to do is just have a plan. Have a plan of, hey, I'm going to invest this much every month. I'm going to invest this much every year. I'm going to save this much every month for the rest of the year. Just things like that. And then just going through and following that plan. Oftentimes some people could even save and invest. And even if they don't have a plan, they just throw money in whenever they can, which is fine, but having a plan is going to be so much more consistent, it's going to be better, and we're going to be more prosperous if we know where every dollar is going every single month. Just building a budget, building a plan for those things, making sure we're saving and investing. That being said, the final few mistakes are the deepest ones. They're about mindset and behavior, and they're the hardest to change, but the most important to fix. Next up here, another middle class habit people have is comfort over growth. Oftentimes, like I talked about earlier, we just want to be comfortable, and it's kind of more of a mindset thing than a financial aspect. Just making sure that we aren't spending our money just to be comfortable. It's basic human nature to want to do that, but oftentimes we need to be uncomfortable. We need to invest, we need to save, we need to cut expenses so that we're able to create a better financial future for ourselves or security for ourselves in the future. And so just having that in mind is very important. Comfort is the enemy of wealth. When we choose comfort over growth, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are financially, and where you are right now might not be where you want to be in 20 years. But choosing growth over comfort requires something most people refuse to get. The next middle class habit we're going to talk about is having no wealth education. Now, when we all start off, none of us have education on how to make money, work for us, and how to be successful financially. However, it takes the individual to be like, hey, I'm going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to admit that I don't know how to. I'm going to admit I don't know how to invest. I'm going to admit I don't know how to save, and I'm going to go out and get an education. Thankfully, we live in a world where we can search up YouTube videos. We can search up things on the internet in general to learn how to do basic personal finance stuff, to know how much we need to save, to know how much we need to invest. And I think through that, you'll become even more wealthy. You might even become rich. But if you neglect the importance of education, neglect the importance of wisdom, you'll never be out of poverty, and you'll never be out of middle class. The beautiful thing is financial education is free now. You can learn everything you need to know about investing, saving, and building wealth without spending a dime. The only cost is your time and your willingness to admit you don't know everything. But even with all the education in the world, there are 2 final traps that destroy people's financial futures. And the first one is spending to cope. It's definitely a touchy subject because oftentimes people won't admit we spend money to fulfill desires. Whether that's a deep emotional desire of fear, anxiety, or whether it's just I want this thing because it tastes good. And I'm not saying you can never get your ice cream, to never get your fancy latte at Starbucks. There's a place and there's a time for that. And if you want to do that and you want to drink and eat those things and enjoy those things, that's great. But there's also something to be said about delaying those things we want to build real freedom, to get real prosperity through retirement, through investing, and through saving. And we got to make sure that we're doing those things first because we appeal to our emotional desires. Because if we only appeal to those desires, we're just going to spend. And like we've talked about before, that could lead to credit card debt, that could lead to not investing, that could lead to delaying education. A lot of those things, this comes before those things. We need to make sure we're nailing this down first and not letting our money control our emotions and not letting our emotions control our money either. And finally, The most important habit of all, to be completely honest, is not having the financial discipline. A common saying is knowledge is power. And yes, knowledge is power, but it isn't powerful unless you use that knowledge and you put that knowledge to work. Knowledge is not power, the use of knowledge is. So it's one thing to know everything, to learn everything, but it's another thing to be able to know the things that are right and wrong and then going out and actually doing them. Going out and actually living your life. Going out and not getting into credit card debt. Going out and getting a home. Going out and saving. Going out and investing, going out and delaying your desires for later. There are so many things you need to do to be financially successful, but being able to go out and actually discipline yourself in doing those things is the most important. But now that you know the 10 money mistakes that keep middle-class people trapped, there's an approach that naturally helps you avoid most of these mistakes. It's about knowing exactly what never to spend your money on, but some of these items might surprise you. So check out this video where I reveal the 13 things minimalists never buy to stay wealthy and stress-free.